Well, hello, Cathy. Thank you very much for joining us today for our next in our Weakness series interviews. I'm sure everyone knows who you are, but just in case, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Cathy and I'm the music minister at All Saints.
Brilliant. Now, as you know, we're doing a series of interviews of people who have had various challenges in their lives, which have made them feel weak, but are times when they really experience God's strength. It's all linked to our verse of the year, which is this. So it would be lovely to hear a little bit about your story. So when you were a teenager, you had ME, and we'd love to hear about how that impacted your life and the challenges that that brought for you.
I was born and brought up in a Christian family, and I believed in God from a young age. But as I became a teenager, I wanted to be the best at all that I did. So academically and musically, in drama, and that also included to be the best Christian I could be. And I thought that if I did many things for God and sang the best and was a good person, then God would be happy with me. But then when I was 15, I was diagnosed with ME. And when I was diagnosed with ME, it shattered my world. I slept for about 20 to 22 hours a day. I couldn't walk and I could barely talk or feed myself. Everything I'd held as important, the idols that I'd set up for myself, they were absolutely shattered. They were broken. And who was I if I wasn't achieving? I was in year 11 and I was aiming at achieving high grades in my GCSEs. Musically, I was preparing my grade 8 and was also really into drama. And I had huge dreams for and expectations of life. And I could do nothing. Suddenly I was in bed or on a sofa 20 to 22 hours a day, just about staying awake for the few hours that I was awake. And I just couldn't see the point in life anymore. Who was I without achievement? I'd built up all these things around me, but who was I without them? But Jesus came to me at my lowest point and told me that he loved me.
Brilliant. That must have been a really hard time for you. What do you think God was teaching you through those challenges? How did he use them, and how did you experience his strength in that time of weakness?
As I surrendered myself to God, he slowly started to heal me. I took my GCSEs, and although I didn't achieve what I'd hoped to, I did okay. I learned to pray and to hand every situation over to God. I found that I could do nothing without him, and he would give me the strength that I needed for each task. I had to repeat a year of A levels, which at the time felt humiliating. It felt like the whole of my life was going to be destroyed and gone to ruin. But I was able to get a place at the Royal College of Music. And when I got there, I soon found that actually being a year late made no difference at all. Having not achieved the grades I wanted made no difference at all. And the results of my exams only ever got me to the next stage. I didn't need to be the best at them all. I just needed what I needed to get to the next stage.
If there's one thing you would like people to know, kind of from what you've learned and what God taught you, what do you think it would be? It doesn't have to just be one thing. There could be many things.
It's been a journey through which God has really changed me. It was about 12 years to be healed and live normally again. And possibly I still find that it takes me a lot longer to recover from periods of fatigue. Over those years, I've been angry with God and I've shouted at him and I've asked why and how long. And I've learned that actually God wants us to be real with him. He doesn't want the fake me being nice to the world. Actually, he wants the real, and he wants us to have that honest relationship with him. And we can ask those questions. We might not like his reply, but we can ask those questions. And I've learned that he's never left me, and he's always been with me. And as a teenager, I thought that I had all the skills to be used by God. But God wanted my heart and my will so that he could use me. I had wanted to ultimately glorify myself and to hear the acclamations of people. But through having ME and surrendering to God, I've learned to allow God to use me and to glorify him. And God doesn't allow illness and suffering to harm us, but that through it we can depend and trust on him. And he's used it in my life to bring me to him and to mold me to his will.
Well, thank you very much, Cathy. It's amazing. That kind of is that verse in action, isn't it? You stopped trusting in your own strength because you didn't have any, and you trusted in God's strength, and he didn't let you down. So that's really encouraging. Thank you very much, Cathy. And Cathy is around quite a lot, so if you do want to chat to her and hear more about her experiences, then I'm sure she'd be delighted to talk to you. But thank you very much, Cathy.